Now when Mercury, the planet of analysis, practicality, logic, thought through decision making, communication skills, marketing, branding and number of things, goes over your first house, which is the house of your self, what your life goals are, what is your status, what is your standing in society, what is your dignity, confidence, your health, your purpose of life, your overall well-being, so on and so forth. So when Mercury goes in transit, mind you, not place but in transit over your first house, it activates the thinking process, the logic, the analysis, the decision making about the first house areas. So here the person starts to reanalyze or think through that what am I doing regarding my life, my life's goals, my status, my standing in society, my dignity. Now you may not think about all the areas of the first house all the time whenever Mercury goes over the first house, but there will be one area which will be a standout area or standout particular aspect in your life at that point of time, which is an important one, which is a critical one, which may also be going through ups and downs, which may be going through some changes you want to make. And so what happens is when Mercury is going over the Lagna, over the first house, about that area of life, you tend to think more, you tend to analyze more, you tend to relook at whether you have done so far well in that area, you have been logical, have you made your right choices and so on. So for example, if you are thinking that in terms of your standing in society, your status in society, your stature in society, you have not done so very well so far, or you have done okay. So you think, have I done well? How do people look at my dignity? How do people look at what kind of success I've achieved so far? How do people analyze me? And how do I take this forward? Have I done educated decisions so forth or not? So the logic of Mercury sets in, the planet of analysis, practicality sets in, so the person starts to look at that area more logically, more critically, sometimes also critiquing themselves also. And so then because of this rethinking, reanalyzing, the person starts to take action or choices in that particular area of life, and that's why Mercury's transit over certain houses become important. And that's why when Mercury goes retrograde while in transit over a certain house, we also asked to rethink about our decision making about that area, because many times we have to redo that particular choice, or we have to rethink about our communication, or we may be misunderstood. So Mercury going over the first house is a chance of analyzing your life, analyzing your standing in society, analyzing your purpose of life, analyzing your overall well-being. Now which sign Mercury goes over while transiting the first house is also important. For example, if Mercury is transiting over the Taurus sign, which is in the first house, so here you're also thinking about how have you done so far in terms of your bank balance, how far you have done in terms of earning potential, how far have you done in terms of your livelihood, have you been able to do well, have you been able to get proper increments. So here the thinking also goes around those lines. So it's important, not only should we see Mercury transiting over the Lagna of the first house, but also the sign that it is transiting over. Excellent.